Hey guys, today I'm also going to make a very straight to the point prediction without fluff of the 10 teams with the best football presented so far and the prediction of the path to the final with the Copa America and the winner, of course. Now let's predict this Copa America. As I said, it was no sense. I'm already putting the order of the Group A there for you to see. Argentina in first, Chile in second, Canada in third, and Peru in fourth. Yes, I believe this can be considered the group of the death of the Copa America. It's debatable with Brazil, which I even think is stronger than this one due to Peru's face, but anyway, I think Argentina needs no comments to stay in that first position. In fact, just as I did at the Euros, I'm already presenting the ranking of the 10 best teams, which is based on a spreadsheet I have with 10 key variables for a team to win a title. Variables based on the football presented and which must be presented in the favored for the title. Argentina came first on the list. There is no need to delay and create suspense. They come first with the best percentage and the big favorites for the title, not far ahead of the other two in the top three. Argentina is very organized, has a great generation of young players, and has the GOAT. They has Lionel Messi. I think this alone is the biggest factor in favoritism. And we know that if Messi is winning, it will be difficult to beat these guys. They can win the second Copa America in a row and become the biggest winners since they are tied with Uruguay, 15 titles. Argentina is the team that best controls the game in the world today, and by control, I don't just mean having possession of the ball. Argentina also has this, they have more possession than all their opponents, and in the last direct confrontations they even had more possession than Brazil. But I'm talking about really controlling the match in the sense of leading the game and the opponent to what they want to happen on the field. So if they upping up an advantage, they calm down the actions, organize the middle and exchange shots, quick passes, with Messi helping a lot with that. If the opponent has more possession at the moment, they attack the guys' plays to where they are less favorable or to where they're making a fight it with this Scaloni strategy. If they are in a pressure situation right from the start, they can make a more directed progression and even mount counterattacks. So, in my opinion, there's no way they wouldn't be considered the main favorites, and maybe they would even be if they played in the Euros, because they really are very good. Speaking of Chile, which was the group's second option, they aren't even in such good moment considering these games. They took a beating from Venezuela in the World Cup qualifiers. They didn't win 3 games, but that was the case under the old administration. This year, with Gareca at the head of the team, they are present much more. They beat Albania and Paraguay in friendlies. They play an honest game against France, considering the difference in quality between the teams. Anyway, if it weren't for Gareca's good start, they would be behind Canada. But due to the football presented this year and the players they have are more favored in the second position. Canada is a young team still on the world stage. In the World Cup, they even started to scare Belgium, and even with defeat, you can say that they play on equal terms, on even better in sometimes. But the truth is that they still lack something as a team. They don't have such an organized playing pattern with clean objectives. They don't fit in the opponent's game easily. It's very, very handle football. They only come in third and not less because Peru is going through an even worse, horrible phase, just horrible phase. It is the only team that has not yet won in South American qualifiers, having 6 games to do so. The football is very poor and they have no chance of going far in this Copa America, in my opinion. In Group B, we see slightly great balance between the teams. Of course, Ecuador per ball player is a little ahead. They're doing well in the qualifiers. They beat Uruguay in a game that was a complete blowout. They dominate Bielsa's team. Against Argentina, they made it out, it's true, but they really are in different levels. Ecuador plays better when they have the ball and like to propose the game, timing the transitions from defense very well. Against Argentina, of course, they wouldn't be able to play like that, but that's also why I put Ecuador as a leader of this group, because against all these teams, they will have the ball and can impose the pace they like. In the knockout stage, taking Brazil or Argentina, it will be different, but they have an advantage in this initial phase. They are 6th in the ranking of the 10 that presents the best football, which also has Chile in 7th and Canada in 10th. Following in Group B, we have Mexico, which is doing a really bad job, and I'm not just talking about results. They recently lost to Honduras in a very bad game. They got beaten up by Uruguay, but it's not because of the ball played. They are one of the teams that creates the least chance of impact, and they will certainly suffer a lot in this group here. But even because we don't have many options, they are in 9th position of the 10 favorites because they have a more accessible group than Canada, and just because, that's right, because of the ball player, they won't be. They come followed by Venezuela in 8th place. The Venezuelan generation now win the 2022 World Cup qualifies was what they had always been, a very weak team of the worst of the continent, but suddenly after the arrival of the coach Fernando Batista, they began to evolve tactically. There are well-known players like Soteldo, Rincon, Savarino, but the truth is, in a competition, I don't see many chances of them having a good campaign. This is because they cannot maintain organization even within their own matches. Against Brazil, they managed a draw, but only started playing after the final half of the second half, in which team is relaxed. So yes, they are improving, but there is still a long way to go to compete at a high level in a Copa America knockout stage, for example. Jamaica closed the group as the smallest force. I know they have players known mainly for the Premier League, such as Brady from Fulham, Leon Bailey from Aston Villa, Gray, who is in Saudi Arabia but was recently at Everton, and Antonio, a striker for West Ham. But I confess that I haven't seen many Jamaica games or with that much depth to say, but from the compactness and the highlights I watched before recording this video, they don't create many chances. They have a lot of difficult converting in possession into scoring chances, and this possession they have is also against lesser CONCACAF teams. They would need to demonstrate this against a strong team. Therefore, this group closed with Ecuador in first, Venezuela in second, Mexico in third, and Jamaica in last. In Group C, we have two clear favorites, the United States and Uruguay. The Americans have good names and have a defined game plan. They play by building quick plays from the goalkeeper, always trying to move forward quickly and not steal the ball. Does this always work? Of course not, because they are a United States team and against Brazil they even tried and managed to do that at times, but they couldn't hold out for the whole match, and they won't hold up even against bigger and better teams than them. But even so, even avoiding these main characters and playing on the counterattack or holding back a result, for example, they can also be effective. That's why they are in 5th position, placed among the favorites but for the title, and are also here because of the home factor, which can help with the guys' influence and determination. Uruguay has been playing good football, that's undeniable. Since Marcelo Bielsa took over, they have only had one defeat in official games, but have been stating in some friendlies. However, that they have shown so far is efficient in order to place them as the 3rd force in this Copa America group. Remembering that they beat the 2 top teams on Copa America, Brazil and Argentina, but due to recent inconsistencies, it's difficult to place them as episode favorites. Still, based on the football presented, they are in the 3rd place. So, Bolivia and Panama are teams that I consider very, very weak. I put Bolivia ahead because although they are also a very weak team in the South American scenario, they have been playing for longer and have a small advantage. I think that Panama, despite being very traditional in CONCACAF competitions, has never managed to compete so well with big teams, and that must wait a lot. In the Brazilian group, I don't see any difficulties in moving on to the final stage. The most complicated thing for Brazil is the knockout stage, which is when things get serious. So I believe Brazil won't have any difficulties. Colombia is most organized of the teams in the group, and is a great moment with the Argentinian coach Nestor Lorenzo. Has not yet lost with the Colombian team. They are 22 games unbeaten, and he has caught to the team in a whole. Players we didn't even imagine, second line players perform more than the main players in the team. That's amazing. They are the 4th force in the Copa America in my opinion, and are fully capable of reaching the finals. The difference for Brazil is this technical issue and the fact that Brazil is Brazil, but they can compete. They have big names like Carrascal, Arias, Borré. I believe that Brazil's biggest problem has been the left side, which against Venezuela was a hold. Brazil has a lot to improve, especially on the defense and offense left side, but is a great candidate to win this Copa America. Paraguay is going through a terrible phase. The work of the Argentinian coach Daniel Garnero has not been effective so far. The big test was the friendly against Germany, in which they had a numerical advantage for much of the game and even got it into a kiss. This just showed that so far they haven't managed to put together a good team. And Costa Rica, which is a very traditional team, has been for the quarterfinals of the World Cup and everything. Today they no longer have the generation of 2014. The team is very tight, playing more for one ball or another, and I think they don't have strength to compete in this group. So that's the general ranking of the 10 teams with the best football presented. Looks like this: Argentina in first, Brazil, Uruguay, Colombia, US, Ecuador, Chile, Venezuela, Mexico, and Canada in the last position. Thanks for seeing the video, subscribe in the channel, leave your like, and see you later, bro.